Hey everybody, been a little bit since I've uploaded, but I thought this might fit my YouTube channel. I want to talk about this thing that I hear people say a lot that always rubs me the wrong way. And that is when you're talking to someone who's either a motorcyclist or not a motorcyclist, and they tell you to stay safe out there, and you go, oh, I know, I will. And then they follow that up with, it's the other people you got to worry about. It's not you. It's the other people on the road. And I really don't like when people say that, because I just think it's not true. Yes, obviously, there's a lot of stupid people on the road. I can't tell you how many times I drive by somebody just on their phone and it makes me want to punch their mirror out. But that's not everyone on the road. Additionally, I think that as a motorcyclist, your safety is not only your responsibility, but it's completely in your hands, Dan the fireman, his videos are a really great resource, and many other people on YouTube as well. I can't name them right now, but there's lots of great resources on YouTube where I really picked up a lot of my riding habits from. And they constantly preach and teach and show riders how to incorporate proactive safety and planning into our riding. How to recognize danger before it puts you in an actual dangerous spot. Riding is all about minimizing the amount of time that you spend in a dangerous situation, right? Whether that means recognizing something like an open lane pattern, whether that means recognizing that there is in fact a distracted driver near you, whether that means understanding that it's best to maybe sit way back from someone in front of you, or whether that means that, hey, this guy, I need to just get around him because he's going to be causing me problems. And being on a motorcycle, especially something like this Yamaha MT-07, I can get around anyone that I want. The bike is got a lot of get up and go, and it's very nimble. It's very easy to get around things, I'm not saying I break traffic laws all the time or anything like that. But what I am saying is that I have the ability to get myself out of a dangerous situation basically at any time before the situation actually arises to become particularly, threatening to me. If I get rear-ended by somebody who I saw was distracted earlier and I didn't get myself far enough away from them, get another car in front of me away from them, then I'm kind of going to think that's my fault for, being in that position. Unfortunately, I was able to initially make the observation that that person's distracted, and I should have done more to distance myself from them. Another big thing that's really important in motorcycling is you got to constantly have a plan. You got to constantly have an escape route, especially in stop traffic. Because I don't know if this is true, but I do think that the majority of motorcycle accidents take place, obviously at low speed, and are happening a lot of the time. People are just at a red light and get rear-ended. Having an escape path when you're at a red light, right? Positioning yourself just over to the side of the lane so you can get around people if you see some trouble coming from behind you, right? When you're on the highway, having a way out to the left or the right. Where am I going to go, right? If you're approaching an intersection, approaching intersections is a big thing. You've always got to get yourself back focused, locked in when you're approaching an intersection, right? Always, I don't care if the light's green, just look both ways a little bit, right? Maybe lay off the throttle as you're approaching an intersection. I'm not saying hit your brakes, but these bikes got a good bit of engine braking. Just maybe slow down for a second, not a lot, just a little bit, right? Just slow down mentally and just look. Is somebody running this red light? Is somebody gonna turn into me making a left turn? They don't see me coming from far away, There's a lot of things you got to keep in mind riding a motorcycle, and for me it's very natural because I've been playing video games my whole life, so I'm very accustomed to thinking in this sort of proactive, strategic way, in pursuit of an objective. However, if it's not something you're used to, you definitely should start thinking like, this is a game, obviously the stakes are high, obviously I'm here to have fun, how do I keep myself safe? And for me, I think, saying that oh, it's the other people you have to worry about on the road, doesn't help keep me safe, you know? I worry about the other people on the road, but I do so from an actionable perspective, right? Not just thinking like, you know, oh, like, I'm good, I'm invincible, I'm a motorcyclist, I can do no wrong. If I ever get in an accident, it's the other person's fault. It may not be their fault, however, you are much more likely to get seriously injured or die. So, I don't know. I just don't, it's not helpful when people say it's the other people you gotta worry about. It's kind of disempowering. It kind of, I think, maybe encourages people to ride with bad habits. So next time you hear someone say that, say, yeah, lots of distracted drivers, lots of bad drivers on the road, but, you know, that could just as easily be me. I really do think whenever I see a motorcycle accident, I think that very rarely it was unavoidable. I mean, like, look, like, I don't even ride behind people if they have, like, cargo on their vehicle, right? Even if it looks like well secured, I'm still trying to get around that person like as soon as possible, you know. So just stuff like that. Just remember that you can make, you know, a difference in your safety when you're riding, not just other people on the road. I've been riding for 3 years now, and the only close call I've ever had is the one that's posted on my YouTube channel. If you scroll down, you can see it. And in that video, I tear down what I did wrong. It was my fault that I almost got in a bit of a bind there, right? I was riding probably a little too boldly for the situation I was in. Luckily, I was able to react quickly enough, and I drove my bike right on home like nothing happened. You know, but that being said, I took the MSF course, been riding 3 years. I'm a young guy, and still I've not really gotten into any trouble. You know, I was riding a Royal Enfield for a lot of that time, so not a particularly easy bike to get into trouble with, but like I said, it's not just speed that's the problem when you're a rider. Alright, stay safe everybody. Thanks for watching. Take care.